All right, I hit record. So tonight's call is going to go a little bit different because Melissa's in Florida on Eastern Standard Time, and she's got plans early in the morning, and this isn't going to be a long call for me either because we're getting up like at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to introduce her, and that way she can get to bed, and then I'll do a few little announcements at the end, but this is going to be a super quick call. So anyways, I am excited to have Melissa on the call. I've watched her grow as a leader. She ended 2015 as a premier coach, and then this last year she is an elite coach as well, and she's worked really hard. She comes from Kara as her upline, and Jenny Palumbo is her sponsor. Our team is growing so big that like it's so hard to tell who's who. I had asked her, I'm like, who's your sponsor? I thought she was from Kara's team, but she's going to do a little quick PowerPoint slide presentation on recruiting. And I know this is something that a lot of people, are like, oh, how do I cross that, bridge from challenger to coach? And so she's going to be sharing her tips. So I'm going to shut up and turn it over to, hold on. I need to make you a host, I think, don't I? So you can, oh no, you can still share your screen, can't you?
I'll try.
Okay.
All right, so hi guys, my name is Melissa. I am honored to be on your call tonight, Mindy. I've watched you for a while when I first started off as a coach, and I would never imagine that one day I would be speaking on your call, so thank you. I am in my bathing suit because it is spring break, and we were at the beach all day, and I just haven't had time to change out of my bathing suit, so please forgive what I'm wearing. A little bit about me. I've been coaching for almost 3 years now. I'm a former teacher, and about 3 years ago, I just wanted to lose weight. I was doing CrossFit at the time, which is a really intense, like heavy lifting gym type of thing, and I was eating paleo. And I thought I was eating pretty healthy, but I wasn't losing any weight. And I was teaching, and another teacher had asked me when my baby was due, and there was no baby. So at that point, I had been following my coach on Facebook, who I didn't really know, Jenny Palumbo, and I watched her and watched her and watched her, and I thought, you know what, let me just give this thing a try. And I signed up right away as a coach just for the discount. I had no intentions of actually doing this full time. And at the time, I was also on a leave of absence from teaching because I had just started, actually, a leave of absence because my son was having a major surgery. He was born with some medical conditions, which he's totally fine now, but I was going to need to take care of him for 6 months. So I started working out, following the 21-day fix, had amazing results, and people started to ask me, like, what are you doing? You look great. You lost so much weight, like my muscles started showing, and I thought maybe I could actually, do this as a business. So I started sharing, and 6 months later, I had to go back to work, but I actually didn't because of Beachbody. Of course, Beachbody does not guarantee any success, blah, blah, blah. But I replaced my teacher's income, not in 6 months, but eventually down the line I did, and then some. And it's been such a blessing. So we're going to dig into the meat of this call, which is recruiting. But I always think about when I'm inviting someone, where would I be today if, well, my coach didn't invite me, but if she wasn't sharing about it on Facebook and inviting publicly on Facebook, where would I be? I would still be teaching. I would be miserable. I would not be happy or fulfilled. I would still be making $36,000 a year, and I wouldn't be present in my children's life. Right? So I always try to keep that in mind. So I'm going to do a share screen. Let's see if it works. And share a few tips with you guys today on why we grow our team and how. Mindy, can you see my, yeah? Okay, I don't know how to do, if I just do play. Let's see. Okay, so why do we grow our team? Well, in the beginning of my business, a lot of my income came from retail commission. And once you are doing this for a while, you're still going to be getting your income from retail commission, but you want to also start earning your team cycle bonuses, which is basically you're not going to be working harder, but your income is going to be growing. It's residual income basically while you sleep. So It is scary to recruit people at first, and it is nerve-wracking. And still, after 3 years, I still think, oh my gosh, I don't know why. It just feels weird sometimes, but I have to think about where would I be, right, if my coach wasn't inviting publicly on Facebook. It's not a dirty word. It's not about you, about what are they going to think about me, and, what if they say no? It's not about that. It's about them. What do you have to offer them? This business is a gift. You have a gift for them. And another thing that I also do is personal development. I read books. I listen to podcasts. I listen to it when I'm in the shower. I listen to it when I'm doing laundry, while I'm driving. I always listen to personal development to help me get past those fears that we all have. We're all human and we worry about rejection. So I do that every day. And I do it first thing in the morning so that when I dive into my power hour, I'm in the right mindset. And I really don't care if they tell me no, right? It's just like when you go to a restaurant and you say, the waiter asks you, would you like dessert? If you say no, do you think the waiter's going to be super offended that you said no? Absolutely not. He's just going to go on with his business. So where do I get my coaches from? I get most of them from challenge groups. I help my challengers get really awesome results. I share with them that culture. We always have like our new and upcoming coaches in our challenge groups, and they see that community where we're all commenting and we have that excitement. And I also talk about my sneak peeks in my challenge groups. So like I just had a sneak peek last night. You better believe in my challenge group, I was talking about preparing for it. I was actually invited in there. I messaged people, and those are where I get the most of my coaches. I also talk about Shakeology. So when I do offer the discount, they see the value in it. They're not just like, okay, no, I don't want to drink it anymore. It's too expensive. No, they know what it does for your body. They realize how they feel now compared to how they felt before. And once I do offer the discount, they're ready. Now, I know that not everybody believes in offering the discount for discount coaches, but personally, that's how I grew my team in the beginning, was by offering the discount and signing up discount coaches. So a lot of what I'm about to show you comes from one of my favorite books. It's Jab, 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 Right Hook. And jabs are kind of like small stories that you sprinkle throughout every day. And you're adding value, and your followers are getting to know you. And your hooks are your actual invite, where you're asking them to take action. So I'm going to show you guys some examples to help. So these are some coaches from my team. These are some jabs that they did about coaching. It doesn't always have to be like hashtag Beachbody coach, hashtag join my team. It does not have to be like that. So like on the left, you see this one coach. She's talking about the ability to work from home. Her daughter was sick. She's so thankful that she got to work from home. She's not stressing out about having to take time off, and she can literally work right there from that spot when her daughter naps on her lap. She didn't say join my team, or there was nothing salesy about that, and it was a small subtle jab of what coaches do, right? They work from home. Another one here, Kim, the girl with the squad shirt, she's talking about the friendships she built. A lot of us would have never have met if it weren't through Beachbody. I know that my coach, Jenny, I didn't even know who she was, and she's like one of my best friends now. So talk about the friendships. You can talk about your personal journey. Molly over here says, I can't imagine if I hadn't said yes. I was scared and nervous. It's telling people, listen, I get it. You're scared and nervous. So was I, and you're making yourself relatable. So that when they're watching you, they're going to think, oh my God, she was nervous too. Maybe I can do it. And then the ability to work from home again. Her kids were sick. She had house guests. And she's so lucky that she can work from home. Her challenges are motivating her, to stay on her fitness journey. So those are all some examples of jabs. And then you want to hook. So I have 3 different hooks. This is where you straight up say, basically join my team. I'm accepting applications. You want to create a sense of urgency and say, you can say, I'm looking for 5 women, 25 women, however many you want, and break it down for like, how would you like to do X, Y, and Z? Of course, if you're talking about income, you want to insert the income disclaimer. And I personally love adding an application to, at the very end, it's called Woofu, where people can click on your application and they'll put like what interests them, their name, their email. And one thing that I really need to start doing that I haven't done, but I'm going to start doing, is adding a spot on that Woofu form for people to insert their Facebook URL, because what's happening is people are applying to my coach. They want to be a coach, and then I can't find them on Facebook. So I'm going to start adding, that's a tip for you guys, tell them to copy and paste their Facebook URL and insert it into that slot so that you can find them so much easier. Because right now I just created an ad and I can't find half of the people who responded. So you can also create a cool little image. If you're going to do a sneak peek, and if you've never done a sneak peek before, get some new coaches together. Diesel Nation has a ton of scripts that you can use. I know Christina does, maybe Mindy does, and you guys can all team up. You don't have to be a 5-star coach. You don't have to even be diamond to host your own sneak peek. It's nervous at first. Yes, I was nervous. I still get nervous, but the more you do it, just like anything else, the easier it gets. So you just kind of have to put yourself out there. So those are all hooks. You can't just talk the talk, you have to walk the walk. If you want to attract people to your business, you need to talk about it. If you're saying, oh, all I get is challengers, well, how often do you talk about the business? You should be posting every single day, not an invite, but small little jabs. And then once a week, I invite to join my team. If I were to go to your page right now and do 2 scrolls, right? 2 scrolls of the finger, I should see that you have a business to offer. If I don't, you're missing out on a lot of opportunity. Also make a list of everything you love about coaching, the friendships, the time. Maybe you still work full time, so you don't have the time off, but you can talk about the time that you're going to have off one day. Make a whole list. And those are the things that you can talk about every week. When people give you objections like, oh, I don't know enough people, or they don't have time, right? I hear that one a lot. Oh, I just don't have time. Talk about that in your posts. Make it an objection. Make it a post. Take all those objections and make it into a post publicly so that people can see that they are thinking exactly what you're talking about. So basically, when you go to invite them, you've already talked about all the possible objections they could give you. And then offer the discount like I mentioned before, just like a waiter offers dessert. You don't want to word vomit and say, oh, and then it's 25% off and blah, 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 and then blah, blah, blah. You could just tell them, hey, would you be interested in learning more about the discount? And of course, before that, I'm checking in with them. I'm seeing how they're doing. I'm, encouraging them in our challenge groups. So when I do send them that message, I'm saying, would you be interested in learning more about the discount? But if you think that they would truly make a good coach on your team, you're not going to offer them the discount. You're going to say, hey, have you ever thought about doing what I do? That's as simple as it gets. And usually they come back and say, well, I don't know, what exactly do you do? And then I'll tell them, you're basically doing it. You're posting in the grooves. You're so inspiring. You're already motivating other challengers. You're using the products, right? Because that's what we do. And as for the discount goes, I always wait 2 to 3 weeks and I offer it. And I ask them, would you be interested in saving 25% off? Also, how do you get your coaches started right? I'm not sure how I am on time. How do you get your coaches started right? You always want to create a system that your coaches can duplicate. I personally, when a new coach signs up, they get a welcome email. And in that welcome email, there's a link to my new coach training, which I just uploaded to my website. And I just want to tell you guys, a website is not going to bring you like 1,000 customers. You sharing your journey is. So don't think that you have to run out there and get a website, because a lot of people think, oh, I just need my website, and then, you know, all these people are going to flock to me. I just use my website as a hub so that I can post my recipes and send people and use it. Like now I uploaded my new coach training, so my new coaches can go to that. I also get them on a GSR call, which means getting started right. And I keep that about 15 minutes, 30 minutes max. And I just talk about their goals. I focus on the word Success Club and how they just have to help 3 to 5 people that month. And I just constantly check in with them after that, see how they're doing. What do you need help with? I go live in my team page, share tips. Like if I hear from a lot of coaches that they're struggling with time management, I'll go live in my team page and talk about time management and how I manage my time as a busy mom. Whatever it is that you're doing, make sure that your coaches can do the same thing. That is how you're going to grow your team. So my top 3 tips for sponsoring coaches: don't give up. The majority of my coaches said no the first time. My very first coach, my rock star coach, she told me no. She said I was crazy. She was burning her DVDs from some website illegally. And now she's one of my top rock star coaches. So don't get discouraged if someone tells you no. Stay consistent. This is like the biggest thing, you guys. People are watching you. And especially if you're a newer coach, they're kind of just waiting to see where you go with this. So don't think that in the first month you become a coach and, you know, some people have people that buy right away, some people don't, but it does take time. So you just have to be patient and consistent and show up every day, because I promise they're watching you. And remember that this business is a gift. That coach that I was just talking about that told me no, 2 years into her coaching journey, she was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. And her doctors told her that the best thing she can do is stay on top of her fitness and exercise and have a positive mindset. And that right there is Beachbody. Just last week, she went in for one of her doctor's appointments, and the doctor said her 50%, she's doing 50% better than when he saw her last. And that, when she told me that, I just started crying, because this is why I do this, right? It truly is a gift. So that, oh wait, I'm sorry, I have a few more slides, I guess. Focus what's on important. I would try to recruit at least 3 coaches a month, okay? If you're not recruiting 3 a month, I want you to start focusing on that. Take action tonight on what you learned. Go back and look at your posts. If you're not doing enough jobs and sharing the business and objections, make a list. Make a list for the month. What days you're going to share. When you wake up in the morning, plan out your posts. Okay, tonight at 9 o'clock, it's Sunday, I'm planning out an invite. So that it's not 9 o'clock and you're like, okay, what am I going to post? No. Wake up in the morning or do it on Sundays for the whole entire week. And ask yourself what you can improve on, right? Because we're all learning every day. I learn from everyone on our team. There's always something to learn. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop doing my share screen. Those are all the tips I have for you guys. If anyone has any questions, I hope that you guys found some helpful information there.
Does anybody have any questions? No?
I have a question.
Good.
Hey, Melissa, thank you so much for having the time with us tonight. I really, really appreciate it. They're all laughing because on my team, I ask all the questions. Somebody's got to do it, right?
Yeah.
So I love what you were saying about how you just offer the discount right away. Like, how does that conversation typically go for you? Because I think a lot of us tend to say too much.
Okay, so when basically I find out what their goals are and what they need, and when we're getting ready to close the deal and I'm about to send the link over, right? I'm about to send the link over, I'll say, oh, hey, by the way, did you want the discount? That's it. And then they'll say, well, what's the discount? And I'll say, oh, you saved 25% on your shake. And there's actually an image, if you Google Shakeology discount, it's black and it says like something about even if you never sell a thing, you save $100 and something over 6 months. And I'll say, here's the breakdown, so that they see there's still a $15 fee. Like, I'm not hiding anything. And I'll say it's free because you're buying a challenge pack. You don't have to pay anything. It's usually $40, but since you're buying a challenge pack, they waive that fee. And the majority of the time, they're like, yeah, sure, sign me up. That makes sense?
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. And then I had another question about the coach training that you put on your website.
Mm-hmm.
Can we all go and look at that, or is it something that you have that's like password protected for your new coach?
It is password protected, but I can tell you that my new coach training is basically off of, I'm pretty sure it's the same exact one from Diesel Nation.
Okay.
And it's based off of also that new 30-day.
The 30 thing?
Yeah, it's just copied, and then I broke it down because I've tried different things. I used to open a Facebook group in the beginning of every month and put everyone in there, and not everyone would participate. Like, you sign 7 coaches and one of them actually does it, and sometimes there's none. So I felt like I was putting a lot of work into that, and it wasn't really going anywhere. So then I did a self-paced new coach university, where it was the same exact information, but I created an image for each day. And at the top, I said, go into the photos and, go in order. And as you complete each lesson, there's a roster in the file section. Add your name and mark off each box as you go. Day 1, day 2. And that actually went well for a while. But then I had a few coaches from Instagram who couldn't get onto Facebook. So that's why I did the thing on my website. So now everyone can just go there. I don't have to upload anything, and it just makes things easier.
Nice. That's awesome. Thank you.
Okay, so I have a question piggybacking off of that. So I'm the same thing. I've been doing groups, forever. And I had to schedule all my posts because we're all leaving for Tony Robbins early tomorrow morning, and then there's 20 people in there, and literally it's really hit or miss who's actually responding. So I really like the whole self-paced thing. How do you know how to do that? Because I have a website that somebody set up for me, but I don't know how is that something that you do through MailChimp that you link to your website? I'm not expecting you to
I paid someone that uploaded the training.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll just contact my.
It was hard. And then I was going to do an email series, your constant contact, and I couldn't figure it out. It was to insert links and all that. It was a pain in the butt.
I think, and sometimes it's easier just to pay somebody who knows how to do it and they are good at it.
Yeah, because it can take forever. It can take forever doing that.
Well, thank you so much. Did anybody have any other questions? Because like I said, we're trying to keep it brief because she's an hour ahead of us. Nothing? Well, have fun on your vacation, Melissa. Enjoy spring break.
Thank you. Have fun at Tony Robbins. Bring us back some information.
All right. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys. Bye. Thank you. So,
good content. It was very basic. And, that's one thing she talked about, the discount. And I think back, when I got started, I would just tell people the same thing. I wouldn't go, I would get their goals, figure out what they're doing, help them pick their program. And then when I was okay, we're moving forward. Because I think that's the thing, she said, the word vomit, in the beginning, I would talk too much and give too much information. I think that, if you are building the relationship with people, you figure out what their goals are and you get them to commit. Then when they're ready to commit, you say, okay, you have these 2 options. And that's what I used to always say. You have 2 options. It's a little bit different now. I just wanted to clarify that she didn't talk about is that now if people sign up for, a lot of people get the Beachbody on demand. If they get Beachbody on demand, they end up with a 10% discount. And I calculated it's a $1 difference. If you're a club member and you save that 10%, then if you save that 25% and then you pay the $15.95, so it just, kind of depends on your goals and their goals. I do tell people that if you're going for elite or premier, it's when you have people who are just discount coaches that stay discount coaches for 2 years and then do something on year 3, it doesn't really help you with the elite or premier points. So you do make sure that you do talk to me or, somebody depending on your goals when you are recruiting, because it does actually matter if you have those goals. But anyways, how's everything going with everybody? Good? Anything you guys want to share? Charlie has 2 Success Club points on the board. Somebody's been working with a really long time. Well, not a long time, but a while, and like build relationships with, and I'm excited for him. I saw Christina posted something, a really great post today. I haven't been able to comment on it. I'm sorry. Tammy's on day 2 of 21 Day Fix Extreme. What else? Stephanie's almost done with Ultimate Reset. Anything, guys? Come on. I hate being the only one that talks on these things. Oh, hey.
I hit Success Club 2 today.
Is that Aaron talking?
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations, Aaron. Sorry, I was like, I heard a voice and I was like, oh.
No. I'm on my phone. I don't know how to message to the group on my phone. So.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks. It's a start. I still have 10 more days left. Pushing hard.
I knew the other day when you said you were kind of struggling from the beginning of the month, I knew that you would turn shit around. Awesome. All right, Haley has something to say. I'm unmuting.
I'm on my last week of Country Heat. I'm starting P90X3 next week, so if anybody wants to join me, I'm doing it next week. I actually, instead of doing Country Heat today, I did I'm going to do one of their programs, because I don't like doing a program when I've not, at least previewed some of their workouts and stuff. Otherwise, I get in there and I'm like kind of confused. I did that with 21 Day Fix Extreme, and I was like, oh Lord, I don't know what to do. Where's that? That was it.
Oh, so funny story. Haley was talking to some lady today about Beachbody and, building a relationship with her. And then she decided to be like, oh, by the way, are you single? Like, I've got a son who is wanting me to like find somebody for him, and you're really cute.
Yeah, she was like, oh, he's always complaining that all his friends are, out in California and they're going to college there. And she's like, and I noticed you were around that age too. He's like, he said to keep an eye out. So you want to date him, go on a coffee date? And I was like, good Lord, lady. I was like, I have sent 3 messages to you and you're trying to hook me up with your son. I don't even know you.
I would have been like, send me a picture so I can see what he looks like and tell me about him.
He's actually kind of cute. She sent me a picture. He's actually... She was like, here's a picture of him. And I was like, oh, thank you. I didn't even know what to say, because I was like, that's a little crossing the line there.
I promise Hunter and Rebel that I will never do that to them. Or if I do, I'll never tell them. So. Anyways, so we are leaving for Tony Robbins tomorrow, early in the morning. Myself, Ryan, Haley, and Rebel, and then Brandon, Robin, Sam, Wynn, and her husband, Kara, who is Melissa, who's on the calls, upline, and Amanda Leduc and her husband, Paul, and their daughter, Nadia. And I just trying to make sure I'm not leaving anybody out. There's a lot of people to remember, but we're all headed out to Tony Robbins. This is Robin and Brandon and I's second time going. So Robin and I were talking about it today. It will be so interesting to see the aha moments that we have. And I think the best thing going in November together was I've been to events like this, definitely not the same caliber as Tony, but I've been to events like this, and I went by myself and I had these huge aha moments. It was all by myself. I was by myself. There was other coaches, but I didn't get to experience it with my coach or, people I was close with. And so, and I came back and I was on fire, and I was telling everyone in Diesel Nation, and they were happy and they were, jazzed, but they didn't really get it because they weren't there. So for me, it was so cool to watch everybody have their breakthroughs. That's my enjoyment in coaching really, is watching all of you guys succeed more than my own success. Because that saying about success is only the top. It's only the top if you don't bring leaders along with you. So it's really amazing. So I think now it'll be exciting because, Robin and Brandon and I went now to watch together everybody else and just see how we've grown from November to now. So things will really, really be different. So I'm excited. But I hope that I want to plan these events once a year to get to Tony, because these live events have really changed my life, and the direction of our life as a family and as a team. And I, the 2 years that I didn't attend any live events that were outside of Super Saturdays and whatnot is when I had a major lull in my life and I started to kind of go backwards. And so, this is something I plan on, and I know that I never thought I would go to something like this, but I do encourage you to put this on your list, and definitely, I'll keep everybody, up to date with the dates in 2017, but I hope that you guys can join me, because I plan on going once a year to this event, and it's amazing. We usually can get buy one, get one free tickets that are $550. So it's one of those things that if this is something that you want to go to, I'm going to be there every year. So budget, what it would take over a year to save, $550. We went in on a house, so it was a lot cheaper. We're sharing the cost, but what it will do for your family, for your business is incredible. I told Haley the other day, I was like, I'm like, she said she would go. She was excited about going. She wanted to go. Emily's at the age where she just, but and she has ADD. I can't imagine sitting with her for that many hours. Anyways, but I told my Haley, I'm like, one day you're going to look back and you're going to thank me for taking you. And I wasn't doing that like, oh, thank me, kid. But I was like, this is going to change your life. And she was like, I already know it is. And I thought, wow, like this is what all of these events and everything I've been doing for 5 years has led up to. Like I would have never thought of going at 30, and at 17, my kid knows what it is. And, my stepdaughter, Haley, who's on here, it's confusing for people, but there's two Haleys, she really wants to go. She wasn't able to go because she has a lot of obligations in her internship. But I mean, this is the impact it's had on our family, is that, we have young people that are wanting to do amazing things. And that's the impact that we can have. And I don't know, it's really important to me. Just to leave that legacy behind. And something that Chris Reed said at the event that Charlie and I attended two weekends ago was, he was saying, he's like, it's so cool to be able to know that I changed something for this person and this person, and they changed it for this person, and that they changed, the obesity that, may have ran in their family. And I saved a life for generations of people that I'm not going to be around to see. And I mean, that is the true impact. Like Charlie posted today, and Trey, Paul Cosby's personally sponsored coach posted something that I posted, I don't know, at the end of the year, I think, a bunch of transformations, which don't even cut the transformations from our team, but there was quite a bit of them. And I just thought, like, wow, this is like everybody that comes in your life, they become part of your life and you become part of their life. Like we have this huge like ripple effect that we can have on people. And so, like what Melissa said is like, don't look at what we have as a burden or anything like that. It's truly a gift, because I know that everybody who was on this call tonight has had a major transformation of some sort because of Beachbody. And by not sharing it with people, you're doing them a disservice, and you're making a decision for them that's not yours to make. And that's something that, we talked about a couple weeks ago about other people going to other, career opportunities or whatever. Like, it's not our decision to decide if that was the right decision or a good decision or anything. It's not our right, and it's not our right either to decide for people whether whether they should be a challenger or be a coach, and so that's the one thing that I always try to impress on people's minds. Don't prejudge people or, take them off the table. Because tonight, right before I got on this call, a friend, well, we grew up together. We actually got like in a huge fist fight. Like I kicked her in the face, like fist fight when we were teenagers. We did not get along at all. We were big partiers, but we became friends because we, grew up. We're friends on Facebook. She's been a customer for a long time. We talked about it. She attended the virtual party that, we did, Charlie and a bunch of us did last month. And, I talked to her about, getting the All Access Challenge pack and and then it was kind of like radio silence. And, she's, jumped into some of my challenge groups here and there. And I've always stayed in touch with her. But tonight she messaged me. She's like, okay, so what's the deal? How do I sign up as a coach? And I was like, okay, I'm super excited, but I really didn't see that coming. And she was like, yeah, she was like, and I have somebody who's right now deciding on a challenge pack. And I'm like, wow, I was like right off the gate. And, and she was like, she sent several people to me over the last like 4 years that I can think of. And, it wasn't people that necessarily are like on the team or stuck, but she was referring people to me. She's had great results. And, she was like, I finally decided that like, I could either keep sending people to you or just do this damn thing. And so she did. And I was like, well, I'm going to thank this chick because she made you sure to get off the pot, And so she joined. And so that really just shows that like be here in not just a year but 4 years, and don't give up on those people, and keep inviting them to your virtual parties and your coach opportunity calls. Keep posting, keep talking to them, because you never know. Because she was like, I've been talking about this all the time to people. I tell them all the time. So I'm thinking now, like, how many people did she tell? Oh, check out Mindy, but they didn't know me, so they checked me out. So they just Googled 21-day fix or Shakeology. People were doing this all the time, and I try to always talk about social media about the power of word of mouth, so people understand that they're selling shit all the time. So why not get paid for it? And, and if you're already telling people about your experience about Beachbody and you're trying to help them, you're already doing that coaching. You're helping people, you're giving, you're wanting to make an impact. So why not get paid and be able to actually 100% support these people on their journey? So anyways, that's what I have going on. So anyways, I don't have anything else to say. I'm going to try to go to sleep now because I have to be up in like 5.5 hours. So.
Hey, Mindy. I just wanted to mention to you, next semester I'm taking a web designing class, and I'm making my own website. But once I know how to do mine, I can work on yours.
So, because I'm your super awesome, like, stepmom, and your, like, favorite stepmom, because I'm your only stepmom, you're going to do all my stuff for free then? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe not for free. Maybe. I don't know. I'll figure it out. If I'm good at it, then it won't take me long. But if I'm not that good at it, then I'll figure it out.
That's funny. All right. Well, all of you guys are my leaders, the ones that show up every week for the call. So I'm calling on you to keep our groups alive. I mean, I'll be posting stuff in there, obviously, but keep it alive. Keep it like we're like, what date is it anyway? I'm like so screwed up with spring break. Today's
the 21st.
21st. So we still have like over a week left. No, 10 days. I can't even count. Anyways, we have 10 days in the month. So we can do epic shit. Like, because Erin, she just got the call, but she was talking like literally the other day. She's like, I'm struggling. I was, overwhelmed. I mean, I think all of us with spring break and the time change were that way. But I mean, she hit Success Club. I mean, it can be done, because she was just saying that like literally like 3 days ago. So make it happen. Keep sharing your journey. Stick to your journey. Keep pumping everybody up in the group. Use other people's transformations, because that's what even Melissa was saying on her PowerPoint was, you could still be working, you still may be just starting as a coach, but if you ever look back at my, I have an album on my profile. I titled as Be the Change You Want to See in the World. If you actually click on the album and start the thing, like the first 100 pictures are all like Beachbody success stories or Diesel Nation success stories. And it took a really long time to have my own success stories, but you have to start somewhere, and Beachbody has a great reputation. We have a huge team of people with amazing results. Stephanie's going to be rolling out her Ultimate Reset results. I mean, we've had tons of people doing that. So there's always somebody there to talk about. Clarissa Sandoval, she posted today in our team page her story. Use her story because she posted it publicly. I mean, there's always somebody there to show, what you're doing and what your mission is. So Christina had something to say. I'll unmute you. Hold on. I can't hear you. You're unmuted, but I can't hear you. I can read your lips that you're saying, can you hear me? But I can't actually hear you. I don't know. Well, whatever you have to say, I'm sure it's super important, and I'm loving what I'm seeing on social media. So I challenge you to say whatever you're going to say live in one of the team pages. Okay? All right, guys. There's not going to be a team call next week because we're going to be getting back Monday, and it's going to be craziness. And so I'll do a small team call. I don't have a guest speaker lined up. But then the next week, Ryan and I are going to be in Hawaii for our anniversary. We'll have my personally sponsored coach call, which is all of you guys. So we'll do that. Then we're going to Punta Cana. So like this next month is going to be kind of crazy with calls. So just get in when you can. Anyways, have a great time. Love you guys.
Bye.